God, the whole gang's here.
Yeah, crazy.
It's great.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
One of us brought some baggage.
Him?
Yeah. No, he's got a ring on now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, I just...
He's a changed man.
So heavy.
Metal.
Yeah.
He's slamming metal around, too. All right, this is going to kill me. I can't do it.
They're pretty cool. They're not bad medals.
Yeah, they're cool.
Does it say, like, participation on the back?
I wish it did say, like, what it was for. I'm kind of... I think I'll just, like, Sharpie
These
it on.
do. These do, if you dug into the bar and flipped them over.
Yeah. Like, I mean, all the old medals used to do that. You know, because I have so many.
Yeah, I put them that side up because, to be honest, they all say, like,
10th
junior.
place participation.
No. Before we begin, it's that time. Sponsor mentions. Am I running the time? I am running the time. Huel stands for Human Fuel, the affordable, easy, flavorful meal option for the athlete on the go. Try the Black Edition in multiple flavors as your morning shake, or give one of the lunch options such as mac and cheese. My wife tried the mac and cheese without telling me. She snuck it, and she was like, "It's actually not bad. It's actually pretty good. I don't mind. You know, it's better than like an MRE, which is not saying much, but it was good. She liked it.
An MRE.
Curry or pasta bolognese. Get to Huel.com/Packfiller today and show them you're a listener that wants great food options. Next off, Gooder sunglasses, people. Fit style, polarized lenses, and so affordable you can buy the whole year long, Clark. Get to Packfiller. Click the link and give Packfiller 15 a shot in the discount code. I think it's still good. I think they renewed it. So give it a shot, see what happens. Let me know if you get that discount. Affordable excellence might just be a bit more affordable. Untapped maple, quick to ingest, quick to digest, quick to fuel, and damn tasty. The only one fueled by pure Vermont maple syrup in multiple flavors. And Sam cheated. He told Paul he didn't have a coffee-flavored one, but he threw one at us in the middle of a race. This ain't for your pancakes.
He threw it at me.
He did. An empty one. An empty packet.
Liar.
Threw it off.
Did I say I didn't? I mean, I didn't have
said
an
you were
extra.
out.
I said, does anybody have a coffee untapped? And you just looked at me, and you kind of nodded like, no.
You shithead.
In the middle of the race, he sees me standing on the side, and he flicks it at me with a grin.
Like a cigarette butt.
And pick that up.
Like a quarter
Yes, that could
to
have been
a drunk
yours.
transit in the gutter. Just like, here.
Not my friend.
Suck on the wrapper.
Oh, my God.
It's for your ride. Click the link at packfiller.com. Let's do this. Oh.
That's funny.
You're a bastard.
I guess so.
You guys were both throwing off water bottles like you were some kind of pros or something.
I didn't
like
throw
that.
any water bottles.
Yeah, you did.
I almost did. Nope. I finished both my water bottles.
I was the only one that threw my water bottle.
You rode a crit with 2 water bottles.
Yep, and I drank all of it.
Wow.
It was 95 degrees out there. I don't have one of these, lower category early starts.
Mine was only...
I don't know why I'm throwing heat already.
It's game on. It's game on. Well, if you haven't seen today's tour stage yet, prepare yourself for a bit of a spoiler. Welcome to the home of life on 2 wheels. Welcome to the Packfiller Cycling Podcast. In the studio, it shouldn't be a big deal, but we have a special celebration tonight. Everybody's here.
Yeah.
Jack's not here. But there is a... Right. I don't think Jack realizes that mic at the far end is actually intended.
Is that it?
for
It's a
that.
clown nose one, too.
Well, they all
Kinda
used to
like
be
him.
red clown
Yeah.
noses, but yeah.
Yeah. But he's the real clown, so.
He is.
He doesn't know that that's the only one the cameras can't pick up. So
Yeah, well.
that's why we got him there.
I got bills
Yeah,
to
it's
pay.
true.
Welcome to the Home Life on 2 Wheels. Welcome to the Packfiller. Let's settle in and prepare for to herd some cats. That's what I wrote down. To herd some cats. There have been some adventures over the past week, so let's get the introductions underway. Opener question, gentlemen. If you had to choose a walkout song, in other words, baseball players, I get to choose a song that they walk out. So let's say you're rolling up to a time trial start of the Tour de France, and to keep the engine motor in your down tube quiet, you have to play a walkout song. See, I'm playing off the TT today. What would that song be? It could be anything, all right? First off, this past week included 3 top 3 finishes and an overall victory for this man, Mr. Paul Main.
Correction. On the road race, I got 4th.
3 top 5 finishes.
Oh, I thought you said top 3.
I said 3. I did say 3, but I'm trying to back out of it. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
And make me look foolish.
Yes. Yeah. I'm paying for that part before the show.
Yeah.
What's your walkout song?
Man, that's not enough time. There's
Not
a
enough
lot
time?
of music in my head.
Nobody Does It Better by Carly Simon?
No, that would not be it.
We know Sam should
Dang.
be Big Butts.
That's right. The butt.
Boogie in the butt.
The butt. Do it in the butt. Booty, rocking everywhere.
Yeah, there we go. Shakira, my hips don't lie.
There we go. I wish I could come up with something.
You
but,
can't come up with
know,
anything?
No. And this is one of the few times that you actually stumped me.
Like a
usually just
virgin?
go, boom. No.
You don't have like an anthem?
No, I don't.
Man, that makes mine just that much better.
Like
Yeah.
mine's going
'Cause
to
I have
just be...
such an
I would
ego.
say, Prodigy Diesel Power.
There you go.
Yeah.
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 Never
At least
heard it.
it's not like Smack My Bitch Up, that song.
No,
that
no,
was
no.
a terrible
No.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a song. I'm
Yeah.
not saying
That's a song?
It's an
Yes,
actual
it is.
song, and it was
By the
big
same
in the
group.
like 90s. 90s by Prodigy or
Yeah,
early
yeah.
2000s maybe. It's catchy, but you
have to
just
look
don't
it up.
listen to it. You drive down the road, listen to it with your windows open. You might be in trouble.
Yeah.
Next off, his past week included a 1-2 pro criterium win, and he brought his medals. Mr. Sam Waples.
Clearly a first.
Yeah, it is a first.
How come
It's a
nobody
nice race.
clapped for him?
I clapped.
Sorry.
I'll clap for
I
me.
didn't.
I'm still pissed because he threw that empty package of untapped caffeine gel at my face.
And your clap kind of was like Johnny from the Karate Kid. You
Yeah.
know, he's just like, "Fuck you, LaRusso."
My anthem would be "The Man" by Aloe Black.
Oh, God.
Well, I'm the man.
I've seen that coming.
I know. I love it.
This man loves himself.
I do
does.
love myself.
Does.
I do.
People pay a lot of money to see a therapist to get that.
All right,
kind of
you
love.
guys. Here's the reality. Everyone is like, "Man, Sam, you like really, really have to have an ego." And I really don't think I do. I just get like hammer smashed, by my wife over the head every time I walk through the door.
Yeah.
I have to recover
Who
it every
doesn't?
single day.
Honey,
Yeah.
you escape and come here and go for bike rides just to restore yourself. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Wife
Yeah.
just comes home and goes, "Shut up, sit down, go fix dinner, and then cower in the corner.
Not at all.
No eye contact,
She just
bitch."
knows. She just knows that she can't feed my ego because then it would be horrible
you'd
for
be
everyone.
unstoppable.
Yeah.
All right. Next off, his past week included a bikepacking trip to the San Juan Islands with his wife. Oh,
That's nice.
Mr. David Wavels, and big welcome back from apparently a month from hell.
It was like 6 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been here for like 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It was before the bachelor party, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I went straight from the month of horrible nights to a week of camp, which I don't want to say bad things about, but it was also really miserable.
Just don't talk about the camp. Yeah.
Let's not go there.
Yeah.
But thank you. Nice to be back in the
Was
daylight.
it band camp? Did
It-
you bring your oboe?
It was
You nerd.
basically band camp. It
I'm
was
kidding.
diabetes camp.
Oh, yeah. Well, great.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Super. Walkout song.
Walkout song for me would be Last Resort by Papa Roach. That thing gets me jacked. Yeah. So, that's what you want, right? You want to feel
Yeah,
good? Yeah.
exactly. Mine has nothing to do with lyrics. It's all tempo, too. Yeah. So, next off.
God, I have an ego here. Everyone's like basing it off other things, and I'm like, I don't want somebody to pump me up, show me how awesome I am.
Next off, everybody. His past week included getting married and a honeymoon.
Yep.
Let's say congratulations to Mr. Jackson Bulger. And it is
Those are
Mr.
real claps. Those
It
are real
is,
claps.
yes.
Yeah.
Even though it's been that forever.
You've been dating her for 8+ years. Yeah.
Yeah.
About time you pulled the trigger.
Should have done it when you were 16.
Like a real man.
Yeah. What?
And then left her when you were 23.
Yeah. You're knocked up. See ya.
I got wild oats to sow.
We broke the record. Walkout song though. Well, okay, it was an excellent couple of weeks, and thank you for everybody for being there and participating. It was really, really special.
Wedding
so
was
thank
fun,
you
man.
so
Yeah,
much.
very
Wedding
fun.
was fun.
Thank
Yeah.
you guys. Walkout song though. Probably "I Got a Shot" by Jack Harlow.
I don't know this.
Yeah, I know.
It's a
Good one.
Obviously, it's good.
Nah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. So
That's why I like it.
Heart,
Is it like
Good answer.
country?
my
or is
walkout
it-
song is "Heart and Soul" by a 4-year-old on the piano. Don't. Sorry, I was kidding, but yeah, that's a bit.
No, Jack Harlow's a rapper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not big
Cool,
into
cool, cool,
country,
cool,
but
cool.
Yeah.
from I participate in the country because sometimes when
the
I'm
country.
I participate in the country.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not the worst, you know. Sometimes it has a time and a place.
I agree.
Your other family likes it a lot.
I kind of do too, though. Like I
The
feel
country?
like that's what I mean though about like a time and a place. I feel like when you're just like hanging out, playing cornhole.
Slamming
Playing
corn.
That was an
corn.
excellent.
Yeah, like it does.
Punching holes in Coors Lights and tipping them back.
But
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
kind of fits the vibe.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love
It
it.
does.
It does.
You know, cleaning the gun.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Okay.
I gotta inspect
Shoveling
the
the
barrel.
barn. You got to shovel the barn. I like a little country in the background.
I gotta say, that remake of Tracy Chapman's Fast Car
Oh yeah. That's
pisses
good.
me off.
What?
The one on the radio?
Yeah,
Oh.
because everybody's like, "Oh my god, have you heard this
wait.
song?" I'm like, "Yeah, 25 years ago."
That came
Is
out of
it?
nowhere.
But it's Tracy Chapman's voice.
No, it's a
Oh.
dude singing it.
Okay.
You
No.
got a fast car.
Oh.
Oh,
It's not country.
Ugh.
It's not.
No.
Really?
It's just like,
Sounds like country.
Pop.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
There's like
Poppy
almost like a
leaning into, like, the
techno-y
rock.
Can we
version
be
of it
honest?
that's
What's
really
the
good.
difference between? And I'm saying this probably a little bitter. The difference between modern day country and pop is very fine line. Can we all agree?
well,
Yeah.
but
It's just
then you
bad
can say,
pop.
I will say though, to be fair, I feel like you can kind of say that about a lot of music now.
Yeah.
Everything's like verging into pop a
I mean,
little bit.
For example, Taylor Swift started country but stopped being country because she's good.
That's good.
Wow.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
It's like if
Quite
you're
a
a
hot
really
take.
shitty songwriter, go to country, or if you're really, really, really shitty, write Christmas music.
yeah.
Because you could just be like anything and put the word Christmas in it, and they will fucking play it. I mean, Paul McCartney, that song is absolutely that song smells worse than the fart shot that Paul dropped.
I feel like you might have some baggage with that song. Did something happen?
No, I just
One
hate bad
Christmas?
music. I hate bad music. One Christmas, I gave you my heart. Me, I not only started a bike race, but I finished one. So that is my goal.
Yes, you did.
Yep, there you go.
And I'm gonna say this. This is all about Pat for a second. Considering I was an AFib 10 weeks ago, I will take
Yeah,
that. So
absolutely.
I'm Pat Bulger, and my walkout song. I didn't realize it's "Walk" by the Foo Fighters. It's just I always like that song. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah. I like Foo Fighters. I just always have.
They're
I
very
just,
good.
anything, or actually, my walkout song should be "American Idiot." Let me say this: as the show is about cycling and bike racing, you all know that we will be talking about the tour. God knows it is practically required after today's stage. If you opened your phone at any given point in time after the time trial finished, chances are it just
You don't-
the entire internet.
Hey
shat on
David,
you.
who's leading the tour
I
as of
watched
today?
it.
Oh, you did.
As of
Yes,
today,
I've been in the
winning
hole. I pulled
who's
myself
leading
out.
the tour?
Vingegaard by a lot.
All right,
It is a
Well,
lot.
he passes.
Yeah.
There's a lot now.
Don't go any deeper on him with that.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's it.
But as this show is as much about personalities as it is about the events, let's catch up with the panel. I have 3 questions for every member of the panel. We're going to start with Jackson. Most importantly, how does it feel to be a married man?
You know, it's really different. No, it feels really good.
You didn't have any moment where I was like, holy shit, I really did this.
I think it was one of the, it's one of those things where we've been together for so long that marriage, I don't know, and I said this in my vows, marriage doesn't really change too much for us because we've been together for coming up on 8 years, coming in November, and it's about time.
Yeah.
Because it's just we've been planning this for over a year, and it feels right. Is what it feels. It doesn't feel shocking, but it just feels like where I'm supposed to be.
That's good. That's really good. Honest answer. Did you ever think about your bike while you're on your honeymoon?
So I think it's really funny though because
When he starts with "so," you know it's bullshit.
No, what I was gonna say. I think short answer. I thought longingly because I haven't had my road bike in
haven't.
over a month at this
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
and so I have thought about it in the fact that like, oh, I really want that back now because it's been too damn long.
Yeah.
But no, on my honeymoon and on the whole wedding trip, I mean, I have a feeling this is my next answer. How's the riding been?
No, it isn't.
Oh, well, then I'll answer that. I haven't ridden in 2 straight weeks. Oh, wow. So,
That's probably gonna feel good.
yeah, it did feel pretty. It felt kind of nice a little
Yeah.
bit. But,
Liberating, like stopping drinking. I hear that's what it's like.
Right.
so I think I thought about the bike as I want it back, but at no point was I like, damn, I really wish I could be, instead of drinking by the pool and getting served and not having to lift a finger, I wish I was miserable in the Spokane 95-degree heat right now.
I specifically heard something about vodka Red Bulls. Is that
They're
that true?
They're my party drink.
They are my party drink.
They are though. Like it's a depressant and an antidepressant all in the same.
Have you ever had an AMF?
I don't know what that is.
All right, we're gonna load them up with some of those.
Yeah.
Adios, mother.
Yeah. Well, yeah, your mom's listening.
Yep.
So yeah,
Fuck it.
what is
He's a man.
what's in it?
It's a blue drink, and it has.
Who knows?
It's a blue drink.
Yeah.
No one
All right.
knows, but
jet fuel.
But it's jet fuel. It is like Red Bull and everything under the sun.
There's like
and,
probably 5 liquors in it.
yeah,
Oh,
it goes and
no.
it goes down the hatch so easily.
Yeah.
That like you have 2 of those and you are on your face.
I got to make you my mint vodka lemonade someday. Paul's on that.
I've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You got to do it.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
God.
Damn it.
Do it.
Paul.
What was his third
Oh
question?
yeah, that's it.
His third one was biggest surprise about being married. Nothing. Same thing. Well, good. You're settled in.
No. Biggest surprise about being married, huh? I think maybe you don't think about what like care for a ring is. Like you have to like, okay, I bought a ring that was meant to like be abused a little bit. Like they told me it was the surgery, like the metal they use for surgery when I bought it. And so I was like, sweet, that's cool. But then like you got to worry about scratching it or little things like that in there.
No, trust me. Just scratch it. You want
Yeah.
me to?
Yeah, you're good at it.
Well, real practiced.
But I think
You
that's
set yourself up for
I
that
did.
one.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I
yeah.
intentionally. I held it was an underhand pitch to him.
and saying my wife instead of my girlfriend or my
Yeah,
fiance,
yeah.
that feels
Yeah.
feels different.
You're
It's-
gonna. I mean, I still say, "Oh yeah, my girlfriend" or whatever, and people are like,
Yeah.
That's I will say that's a little different. You've been married
Yeah.
for a while
"I'm telling
now.
you, it's gonna happen for a while."
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do
call
it anymore.
Danielle my-
You've been married for more than any
For
of
almost
us
30 years.
combined.
I call Danielle my girlfriend when I'm mad at
You've
her.
been married for
When you're what?
When I'm mad at her.
Okay.
your girlfriend.
Good night, girlfriend.
I'm mad at you, so you're my girlfriend, not my wife.
I love it.
That'll
the
get to her.
pettiness of
Yeah.
that is
I'm
so
gonna try that
superb.
one out. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try that one out. She'll be like, "That's Freudian slip. You have a girlfriend." No, I don't. Look at me. What do I do?
Flip it on you, and then
What
you'll
do I?
get
What do
mad.
I do when I have free time? I tinker in the freaking basement. I'm a loser. Paul. So no state championship, but an overall win. Is it satisfactory? Are you satisfied with the weekend?
Nah. Nope.
Your weekend sucked.
Yeah, they were, you know,
It was
3
just
days
like
before,
worst case
I
scenario.
cut my thumb pretty severely, and
Yeah.
I think I cut detached my tendon. I can't straighten my thumb up. I can bend it down. I can't straighten it out. I did that on this in the basketball. I'm showing Doctor.
I was
For those who
telling- I was
are
telling-
listening, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's showing it to the
Dr.
doctor.
David.
Can't do this anymore.
no, I can do this one. But
Oh, wow.
anyway, so
Cut it.
I keep thinking he's just like going, "No, I can't do it." And then when everybody's not looking, he goes,
What'd you
No,
cut
that's
it?
deep enough for the tendon.
What'd you
for
cut
sure.
it on?
It was it's we call them fixture bars, but it's like a fixture plate. And we, my wife and I hate the fixtures in our new condo in the basement, or the lower level, I should say, bathroom. So we got a new one, and I had to alter it, and I was drilling, and I was hanging on with my hand. It's just a disc about 3.5 inches wide, metal. And then once it grabs, then it just slipped out of my hand, and the thing was like, 1,000 RPMs went. And I looked and I went, "Hey, there's bone there."
You saw bone?
Yeah, I did.
That's crazy.
So, but then
Who sewed that up?
no one.
He's got a.
I didn't have time for that. Yeah, and Renee assessed it too, and she's like, "Well, we would have had stitches," and it's like, forget it. You know,
I'm
I'll
good.
just.
Oh.
I mean, it's just my.
I'm just a little lightheaded.
I'm 60. It's like, hey, what? So, you're gonna get it fixed for what? For 20 more years? I gotta get 20 more years out of this thumb. God.
He's like, and he's not concerned about being able to extend his thumb up. He's like, I don't need to give people thumbs up. I just need to be able to hold
I
my
would be
bars.
sweating
if it
I
was a
still
middle
had-
finger.
No, I would get it fixed if I still was on old campy ergo
so you
shifters. Yeah.
Yeah, where you have to reach
Then I
out,
have
yeah.
a problem.
Oh, and God, I missed
Damn
those
board.
shifters. They were
I
so good.
mean, those are kind of what set us apart.
From like apes and
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I've got toes
You know what?
that actually work like thumbs.
Well, actually,
so.
don't apes have opposable thumbs?
Yeah, that's the point.
No.
No. Yes. Yes.
yeah.
So
they
not-
have thumbs.
Yeah. I thought you said that sets us apart. It doesn't
Well,
matter.
it sets us apart from the rest of the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Any surprises from the weekend, Paul?
Yeah, crack frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we want to discuss that, or
I'll do it
is
really
it too
quick.
painful?
So did the time trial. Kept telling myself don't go hard, and then I saw my minute man, then my 2 minute man, and I went a little deeper than I wanted, but I still kind of turned it back, which I was happy. Came back, put my bike in the back of my car, and opened up the hatch. And thought, well, I'm going to get out of this stinky, sweaty suit, and then I'll put the car in the back of my car. I mean, the bike in the back of my car. And text my wife, and then pretty soon I got a text from several other people, and I thought, well, I'm done. So I backed up, and poof. But that didn't hurt it. I caught it just in time. It just kind of bumped it over, and I didn't run over. So I'm thinking, boy, I'm going to take care of this thing, because that could have been disastrous.
Yeah.
So I got to the road race early, set up my bike. I got to pee. I leaned against my car, and it's like, whew, that was a big gust of wind here. Boom. My bike falls over, and there's a curb there, and hit the seat stay
yeah.
on the drive side and cracked it right before the race. So
I
I
was-
put a little duct tape on it, made it through the race.
You got 2 of them. You actually don't need both.
I know.
Structurally, you
Yeah,
really don't.
exactly.
At
That's
least
why I
it's
wasn't
a seat
stressed.
stay. At
I
least
wasn't
it's a seat
stressed
stay.
about it.
Yeah.
So if it was a chain stay, it would be a big mess.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
look on your face when you reach down and you just kind of like, I'm going to just test to see if it's strength, and it cracked a little bit, and the shock in your face. I've never seen that look on your face. You just went, oh, this just cracked.
That's
Did you hear that? I'm like, no, I didn't hear that.
That's the sound of dollars going on into thin air.
We should have stayed on the South Hill. It's almost paid off.
Oh, I heard the angels cry.
Oh,
You're
man.
going to have to
do
get
that.
disc brakes.
No.
No, sir. No.
I heard about the
No.
deal that you're making. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, asking around, and Anna Mariah,
Yeah. Yeah.
who's listener and you know very well, and interviewed. She did the XL Unbound.
Psychosport North American editor.
Yeah. And she got a bike repaired at a Ruckus
Yeah.
in Portland, and so I
they're
just
great.
reached out to them, and they answered within there's a form that you fill out, and one of the things is is it important to fix this bike? And I said, have you seen the price of disc brake bikes? And he said, I like rim brakes. And then I said, also, it fits me very well.
I just immediately thought of Richard Gere from An Officer and a Gentleman. Why should we fix this bike? I got no place to go.
I have to have rim brakes. So anyway, they shot me a price, and it was very reasonable. And
Right.
and then they said, here's your FedEx label, pack it up, send it to us. We're looking at a 1 week turnaround.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So
That's great.
kudos to them.
On Mariah had
And
her,
it went in today. So yeah.
On Mariah had her bike fixed from Unbound this year. Just horrible damage done to it from all that mud.
Yeah.
And she said not only did they repair the carbon perfectly, they actually matched a sparkle, like a glittery style paint, so you can't even see the difference anymore.
I've seen the images. It's you can't tell.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool what they can do.
Yeah, this is not a paid advertisement.
No.
This is a company called Ruckus, Rukus. Okay, out of Portland. So if you've got damaged carbon, that's a place to look up.
Two stories.
I will tell you they couldn't fix mine. I sent them a picture. I mean, it was in 2 pieces, completely 2 separate pieces.
It was pretty messed
It
up.
was broken at the top tube and the down tube in half.
Hey, can you fix this?
And they said it probably wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
And it should
Buy
just
a
go
new
on the
bike.
wall.
Yeah.
And so it is. But I
They're
was
on
kind
the
of
website of your original
disappointed.
bike, just going. You think we can just find one?
Just charge
Just kind of like when
frame.
when a goldfish dies and they try to replace it.
Yeah.
You know, the kid doesn't know shit. You know, it's like, here, yeah, we fixed it, dumbass.
That's not Goldie.
This Bellingham friend of mine that I was talking about, right, Ryan? He had a bike that we called Frankenbike because he had sent it in so many times to get it repaired, and he never paid for the like color match, and so it would just be raw carbon that they clear coat over, and so he had his top tube, he had his bottom tube at one point, he had on the fork, he had it on the. I hope that your bike ends up like that. Like
No,
I
I'm
hope
not
that
gonna-
in
it's not gonna
30
be a
years-
Frankenstein, no.
I hope in 30 years it's gonna be like
It's
that.
flat black. He could go to get a
Yeah.
rattle can at the hardware store and cover it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good.
Yeah.
My bike's starting to feel like that a little bit.
Your bike is beautiful, except
Well,
for
yeah.
the one scratch on
Yeah,
the back.
yeah.
And then I broke the wheels, and then I broke the
Yeah.
bars,
Yeah.
and now here we are.
Somebody posted an article the other day about that. It's like going, how much stress does it take to break some carbon wheels? I'm like, apparently riding down the South Hill on the way to coffee.
It's not as much as you think it is.
No, it's pretty easy to crack those.
Yeah.
That's why I run tubulars.
Paul, final question. How does it feel going to nationals? How do you fitness-wise?
Well, I got to get that Cervelo jacks taken care of. I need a seat post, and I got to do some research on chain rings because they're 50, 42, 10 speed, or 43.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they
Compact chain
interchange.
rings.
I think I can get those.
I don't know if they
Can you put a
the
53
spider,
on
the
it,
same
though?
spider on the 11 and the 10.
So
don't know. We'll have to,
wait, what is the chain rings that are on there? What do you want?
I went
You want 53, 39.
55 42s.
Jesus.
And he's going to ride a 10.
No,
and never
53
shift.
39 is what I run.
Yeah.
I do have 55 42 on my TT bike, but that's
Worst case scenario, you can just borrow my TT, like bottom bracket, everything, or that whole crankset. 'Cause that's SRAM red.
It's-
10 speed, and it's 54. We can
well, I
put
need
on a
11
50.
speed. I have 11, so I need 11.
You can
speed.
use 10 on 11. You can't use 11
the same
on 10.
chain rings.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have to just get bigger 10 speed chain rings. Anyway, go on.
Sam, brutal road race that led to a brilliant criterium. Were you surprised? In case anybody doesn't know, Sam won the RC3 crit. If you look at our posting for tonight, that is Sam apparently just barely winning the race, according to the dude who got second. I don't know if he's listening to the show. I met some people this weekend who said they're going to listen to the show. And I'm still not pulling any punches because they're all shitheads.
I
really
would say
should've
that
sat up. Just saying, you really should.
I will never. I will never sit up. The only time I've
You're never
ever
gonna
posted,
post up?
Nope, I've only posted up one time, and it's because I had it by a mile.
Wow.
It's like because
Jackson's photo
to be
from
a
last year was
jabroni that
brilliant.
gets
I'm gonna
caught-
say it. What a bitch. What a bitch.
But like, if to be a jabroni that gets caught on the line, and you just have your dick in your hand, like
That's
that would
rough.
really suck.
Yeah,
that would suck more than any. So I won't. Like I just in a crit, I'm not going to post up. The lunge was not necessary, but
No.
I didn't. I saw him. Like I looked down and I see him there, and I'm like, oh god, and I just.
I heard
Well,
him say,
you saw 2 of them. You were so cross-eyed.
Yeah, I know, right?
Where is he? They're coming all over.
Yeah, but like I would say that I was surprised that because in that race I was cracked. I did a huge effort to get away because
Yeah.
the first few laps I was just relentless, attack. Got stung on the first lap, by a
Literally
bee.
stung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then settle in, did a huge attack to get away, and then the guy came up to me. That guy who I actually used to race against in college. He raced for Central.
Oh, okay.
And so I look over and I'm like, I agree. Old times. Let's go.
You got to beat him just because he goes to school in Ellensburg.
I know. He's our rival, Western versus Central. But anyway, we cycled through. I felt like absolute garbage until like 2 laps to go. I had to I was skipping turns because I was just like, I am on the limit. Like if they would have accelerated, I'd have been just boop, right out the back.
Wait, you were skipping turns and you still sprinted?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have cojones.
That's spoken like a true sprinter, though.
Give me that medal.
Yeah, give it back.
Yeah,
you didn't earn that.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I was telling you at the end, I'm like, God, I mean, it feels like good to win, but also like I didn't just absolutely rip everybody's legs off.
Well, and
then
as
you're
I
like,
said to
hey,
you,
Sam. Yeah,
you won, and that's where it's like you got to take the George Costanza mentality. It's like what I think I should do the opposite. It's I should attack now. I should go to the front and ride for the next 12 laps in the front, thinking I'm hurting everybody while they're going, this guy's such a dipshit. He's pulling us all along. You're like, at the front. So just do the opposite. Instead of attack, just going, I think I should hang out for a second.
Oh, I get that that's like a winning move.
Yeah. Yeah, wins are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. David, what the hell is with your job and the hours? I guess we answered that one at the outset of the show.
Yeah, it should get better. I think this was just a particularly bad 6 weeks.
Okay.
In the training, so it should be better for the rest of the year.
Next question: where are the cookies?
The what?
The cookies.
Where?
The cookies.
Yeah, why didn't you bring any more cookies?
Which cookies?
The sugar cookies.
Right,
you
right.
created an addiction.
Yeah.
You were like, hey, man, here you go. First one's free. Enjoy. And now I'm like cowering in the corner begging people. Just like, give me a sugar cookie.
I need those sugar cookie.
Yeah.
They're at the hospital. I'll have to go. I go back there.
The irony
next week on nights, so I'll get you some cookies.
The irony that
One more
those
week,
cookies are available at a hospital is. Did we not see
Oh,
the
you
irony?
should
From
see
Thomas
the
Hansen.
I
hospital
never had
food
it.
there.
No, you
Sisters.
didn't. You should.
The what is it?
Yeah.
Sisters. It's in Post Falls.
Oh.
If
They're nuns.
weren't they here and I offered you one?
Yeah, it was during the whole wedding time.
Yeah,
That wasn't
Wedding
me.
bod,
That
that
wasn't
kind
me
of
at that time.
I didn't eat for a
That
month.
wasn't me.
All I did was shotgun Coors Light. So that was my only calorie intake. The motivation for the San Juan trip, was it just, hey, honey, let's go? Or was it pre-planned?
It was pre-planned in the way that like you don't have to plan. That's why we wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Because you can just show up to these campsites. There are no reserved campsites for hikers and bikers, and they're $12 a night.
Wow.
So you don't have to plan this vacation at all. And we've been wanting to do it for like 2 years, but the weather didn't permit last year when we thought to do it. So it was a beautiful time to do it, and I don't know. I just wanted to do like a Northwest trip. I find that I have not gone on vacations around here that other people travel here to do.
Yeah.
Because we live here.
Yeah.
And that just seems wasteful. So I was trying to do like a local vacation.
So this was tents, sleeping bags, the whole shebang.
Yeah, my bike weighed like 80 pounds.
Yeah.
Danielle had a saddlebag.
It's a good man.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good man. Yeah, there we go. My update. I actually, strangely enough, segue from this. I'm leaving for an overnight bikepacking trip tomorrow.
Where are you going?
I am going to North Idaho, wish me luck.
Yeah.
Without
Started listening to country music.
without a weapon. My wife was like, "You should have a gun." I'm like, "You
Why
know what
would
would
you have
happen if I had a gun? I would shoot myself in the ass." But how? I don't know. But I would shoot myself in the ass. It's outside between Plummer and St. Mary's, North Idaho. Your mom actually recommended a really good. Your mom recommended a campground, and it actually looks really pretty. He was like, and I've got an actual campsite. I've got an electrical hookups, even though I'm in a tent, so I can power my I can watch the tour.
That's rad.
My little iPad Mini.
That's awesome.
So it's about 60 miles each way, about 4,500 feet of climbing though each way, which will be kind of substantial, and an overnight camp. I'm going to be recording it, and I'll be posting that video to Packfiller, and I'm going to be writing about it for Out There Outdoors. So it should be interesting. I do need to focus on gravel. I do have a 96-mile gravel ride, 8,000 feet of climbing in Whitefish, Montana, up and around 6,000 feet. here in August, so I gotta prepare for that. Did a little research on it the other day. It doesn't look too terribly bad from what I saw from some of the videos of it, but yeah, any event where they actually say, hey, here's your cost for your entry fee. Would you like a can of bear spray? I'm like, wait, what?
What race is this?
It's
That
called
sounds
the
phenomenal.
Last Best Ride in Whitefish.
That sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, and so I bought the can of bear spray.
Nice.
Good call.
Yeah, which my friend Gino calls seasoning.
Mm.
The bear just goes,
I'll eat that.
pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat you asshole. Any other races for anybody? God, we're 35 minutes.
I'm thinking I would love to throw this out because who would have thought I'm saying this? But I've noticed within the last year that the distance stuff has suited me way better.
What?
Yeah,
God, we're getting him.
You
My
won
man.
a crit 365 days ago.
exactly. But I've been noticing this over this last year that the distance stuff I just like sustain at really well, and I can still put those punchy efforts in.
Paul's about to leave the studio.
What? No, I
Well-
checked out mentally.
I was gonna say, what if I'm considering like the Coeur d'Alene Fondo.
Is it still happening?
When is it?
It's in September, like 18th, 20th, and that.
Yeah.
It is still happening.
might be
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm considering something like that
Yeah.
because I would say had not my favorite race year.
No. Yeah, it was
It's very
including-
tough with
yeah.
the wedding.
Yeah, and hitting my head.
Oh,
That
yeah,
sucked
that
too.
too.
breaking
That
your
was
bike,
rough. Yeah, that sucked.
breaking your wheels.
Yeah, so I want some sort of redemption, and I think something with a little bit of distance and a little bit of effort could be kind of fun.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. And
Is it
I would love a
120?
team
Yeah, that would be helpful.
if anybody wants to. I see David.
I mean,
I'm
I
checking.
would have
Right now?
loved a team too.
I'm
but
checking.
Well, okay.
Paul, you've done it.
Yeah.
If I didn't get married, Sam.
You're like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah, I did. I mean, Grand Fondos aren't my favorite, but I would, if the whole club wanted to do it, then I would.
Could you imagine if all of us went? That'd be pretty
freight
sweet.
train.
Yeah, I'd right at the hill.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be with you guys, and then
Yeah. It's hell pretty substantial.
anchors away, my friend.
Well, I'd be right there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'd be like
Be
the
fine.
Mikhail Bier and Stackelangen,
Yeah.
just the two right at the front, and then as the climb starts, you just
See you later.
And then ride
work's
alone for like 58 miles.
Yeah.
Alone again, naturally. That should be my walkout song.
You guys just need to
Alone
sit in
again?
until we're over
Naturally.
the climb, and then you can get over the climb with us, and then you can drain yourself the rest of the way in.
I was also giving a compliment to both of you, and then you instantly were like, and then
I can't
58
take compliments.
miles.
I'm incapable of taking compliments. You should know that.
Fair enough.
He's broken.
No, it's not that I'm broken.
I
I
just
just don't
fed
like.
into
I don't
it
like
last
being.
week.
I don't like being that kind of that center of attention. It's like, oh man, you're
Sam
really
has
doing
no
great.
problems with it. We found
You're
out.
really doing great. You do wonderful things. I'm like, shut up, shut up, shut up,
I'm a
shut up. Just let
millennial.
me go home.
I want my gold medal. I don't want everybody to tell me how amazing I am. I wore that shit at clinic.
Oh,
You
Oh,
wore
I've been
this
wearing
all
that
day
around
today?
Every day. Monday and Tuesday. I might wear it tomorrow too.
You take off your shirt, you
do
got a
this
tattoo of it.
David, did he do this shit his entire childhood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
One,
really,
It's a complex.
I have this great photo, first cross race Sam and I ever did, where he just talked about how his body was so much better suited for this race, and he was going to destroy me.
an
And then
asshole.
it's just him and I sitting on the couch afterwards with me and my medal, and the look on his face was priceless.
beat me again.
Yeah, the look on his face.
He won't take it off.
Make him take it off.
Pretty much.
Sammy, you've just got to learn to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I want to melt too.
It's true. This is true. I know who I am.
Then all of a sudden we hear this, bitch. Sammy called me a bitch. Davey, he did not. Yeah, he did.
He would never.
Sammy and Davey. Were you guys Sammy and Davey?
No.
You should have been. That'd have been better. Hey, you know what? Before we get too carried away, I don't know if you guys know, but there's this little race happening in France. Le Tour de France. I know that I will likely be the big loser on the points competition, and I want to get that out of the way.
It's been rough.
I am sitting currently at 13th place.
What's the punishment? You have to do 5 laps up Mount Spokane?
Yeah.
We had a rough go last time
Yeah,
we made this
we
bet,
just said
Sam.
that's not going to be.
A dude almost died, man.
Yeah. Dig that one
Read the
back up.
room.
Way to go.
Jesus Christ.
Jackson was traumatized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just got over the nightmares. Way to do that. Bring it back up.
God, ruining my day,
Yeah.
Sam.
We do need to come up probably with a punishment, and I will accept with the majority of the group within reason. I'm not gonna strip naked.
What about a Speedo?
Oh God, I did that once already.
Yeah.
You have to do a-
sploosh.
You
I
have
did.
to. We need to you need to show
It's
up.
like my water broke.
You need to show up to like one of the group rides with a Speedo.
I'm not showing up in a Speedo.
Or white shorts.
Okay, I'll do that.
There we go. That's a good
That's a
one.
compromise.
Oh.
That is pretty much just showing up at a Speedo.
And I'll carry
worse.
a water
That is
bottle and
worse.
squirt it from it.
I think you should have to put a brown pre-stain on there.
No, I'm bringing Brown to put it on there while he's riding.
It's an
Yeah,
early-
make it
safe.
look like
An early fall ride, and he's got to wear an entirely white kit.
Yes.
I'm not getting behind that. No.
It's triathlete's revenge, and I could wear the kid of shame too. That
Oh,
we
yeah.
haven't busted out the kid of shame in a while. So, but there aren't any corresponding shorts for that.
We'll buy some.
Oh,
Yeah. That's worth it.
Make sure they're short in length.
and with no bibs,
Yeah. So you get to.
so you can see the midriff.
Yeah. And then his ass crack hanging
Yep.
out the back. Yeah. So he gets a tan line that looks like a tramp stamp.
You know how badly I hope Tade just fucking destroys it tomorrow. But anyway, did anybody have any idea that today's time trial would be so dramatically huge? Did anybody have
No.
No.
The internet is shitting itself right now. Cycling, Twitter, and threads and everything is just absolutely shitting itself over all this. I was thinking this was Tade's opportunity to take the jersey.
I thought it'd be like he'd probably grab 10 seconds back.
Yeah.
That's, but not in the lead.
No, oh, really?
I didn't think
He was only 10
lead.
seconds
He's only
down.
10
though.
seconds down,
Yeah.
I thought he was more than that.
No, it was 10.
10.
Yeah.
I thought.
Anyway, you thought he'd grab 8 or 9.
I have a theory about this though. So,
Oh.
but I don't know if we can I get on to the theory?
Yeah.
Or is there later questions?
No, I'm
What I-
making this shit up.
Fair
These
enough.
pages are all just blank.
I just don't want to screw up your feng shui here.
Thank you.
But what I am very interested to see about is I think that Jonas emptied the tank today. Emptied it. So I'm really, really excited to see what tomorrow does. Because, I mean, we've seen Tade drop Jonas quite a few times already.
Col de la Loze, an HC climb right near the finish. Little bit of leveling out, and I think is there a little descent after the finish? But anyway. And then Saturday has 2 Cat 1 climbs in the final 40K.
And will we also see that this is kind of what happened to Tade last year. He emptied the tank trying to follow so many different attacks or just attacking so many times to where he was the victim of that sort of effort. And so I'm really interested to see how Jonas responds after an emptying day like today, because that was a big effort.
Anybody got a response
Yes, I do.
that other than David, who hasn't obviously been watching the bike race for 12 weeks?
Like he's been so just like twitchy on the bike. Like you see him, he's constantly. No, Jonas. He's always moving around, right? Like he's not just like in his peloton or in his team following the wheels, right? Like he is moving all around and just like he's just constantly just like wired, waiting for Tade. And I think that's wasting energy. I think it's the same version of kind of what Tade was doing last year with like the constant just sprint.
But that wasting energy didn't seem to do any harm
Right,
today.
but I think that
a minute 48 he's
See,
sitting
I'm
overall.
opposite of these guys. I think that Van de Gogh was measuring he didn't go deep every time he got attacked. He's willing to give up those few seconds. They focused on this time trial.
Yeah.
Big time. And the way he descended, he knew it, start to finish, and that he was faster without getting a bike change. I think Tade, unfortunately, doing these surges and sprinting, it's like, the Tour de France, somebody described it as a tube of toothpaste, and those quick surges, you're using your reserves. There's no way. Yeah, you're just squeezing that out. And I think Tade, even though he smashed it, he looked for the first time uncomfortable in the TT. He knew he was trying to fight back.
Tade still beat Wout van Aert by like 70-some seconds.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Tade had an amazing time
he had
trial.
a great time trial, but I think Vendigo is that much better. But I think it'll be interesting because what was it, 6 minutes to third place?
Yeah.
So what does he have to lose? I mean, he can just tomorrow is a huge day.
Actually, Adam Yates is in third at 8:52.
Yeah, so
and Carlos Rodriguez at 8:57.
That's to Vendigo. But
Yeah,
how
that's
about
to
to
Vendigo.
Tade? Tade's about 6.
6. Yeah, 6. Yeah.
So I think you're going to see a lot of fireworks. He has to, right? And then also on Saturday, he has to go balls out. He has nothing to lose.
But then we run into this modern day mentality of the Tour de France where riders are going, a second place on the podium is better than
Tade doesn't race for second place.
Nope.
No,
he doesn't race to get second.
No,
But
you
don't think the team directors are going, dude,
No.
we want you second place.
Doesn't
on the
matter.
podium.
He's already done. His accomplishments this year are just outstanding as it is. And I know it's a
won
tour.
the tour twice.
Yeah, and it's not like he's going to drop out of the top 10 or even fall off the podium.
And I feel like the people that compete for not first in the tour are the people that like have gotten top 10, right? And it's like, oh my god, I'm on the podium this time.
Romain
right? Like
Bardet.
Exactly. David Gaudu, right? Like he is like those types of riders are doing that. Tade, he wants first or he doesn't give a he could finish dead last if he's not 1st.
So he's the Ricky Bobby of
Yeah.
You're not first, you're last. I was trying to tell you that
And he's
all
gonna
weekend.
You said
Help
that.
me, Tom Cruise! I'm on fire.
You said that. I would come by because you were announcing the race I was racing, and I'd heard you this. You're not first, you're last. And I'm like, God,
You gave me a mic.
He
It was
said
a
that
bad
3
decision.
times, and I noticed you didn't leave.
No, you're still not
when
on the
when
front.
The race was over. When the race was over, you were just like, going,
This is where I belong now.
You punched the bear.
Mm-hmm.
Poked the bear. Punched the bear.
You did
One
both.
of those things. Is the tour over?
No.
Are we?
No.
No way
No.
in hell. We
Really?
got a big week. Big week.
Really?
Yeah, good week.
Really? I would like to be in the fantasy world and say it's not over. And I would love to be wrong in 48 hours. But I just think I after that performance today, I was like, no, it's done.
I mean, nothing
He
else
could have a
might,
shit day and still stay within reach,
right.
I think.
But nothing else could happen, but it's still going to be a huge week in the tour. Because, like, if you look at the other days in which they've just, like, been exchanging punches, they are crazy cool races. Like, those days are insane. So, we're in for quite a ride.
Did the doping word pop into your heads at any given point in time? I have to ask that.
Seeing a performance like a performance today of beating a genuine world generational talent like Tadej Pogacar by that big of a margin, it sneaks into your brain a little bit.
Yeah, it's like,
because
Floyd
that
did
was
something similar to this.
He was 20 seconds ahead of Wout van Aert after the first 4K.
Yes.
That's
Wout van Aert,
ridiculous.
who is also a generational
Who
talent.
sits at 1,000 watts.
Yeah.
like that was the only time that I was like,
Okay, so
I'm not gonna say it, but it worried me a bit.
David, did you watch today's stage? Did you
I
know
did.
that the Tour de France is happening?
I did watch today.
I'm busting your chops.
But it's the same as last year when Vingegaard essentially like backed off at the end to give Wout the win.
Yeah.
I was asking myself then, like, how does somebody like him go up against somebody like Wout in a time trial? And then today, by that margin, it did cross my mind.
It scared me.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm at the point now where I'm like, oh, well.
They have to prove it.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like,
Toddy made an quote, he's tired of people asking.
I bet they're all tired of people asking.
Yeah, I
And
would never
reasonably-
accuse any of them unless...
No.
There's no reason not to put that in the forefront based on the history of cycling from
Yeah.
the dawn of time.
But nobody's walking up to baseball players going, dude, you got swole over the off season.
Yeah, I just did extra creatine. Yeah.
It's like, fuck, dude. Come on. But cyclists are the dopers? Eat shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I get angry. Polka Dot, Nelson Palace sits second at 58 points behind Gio Ciccone at 63 points. I do remember about a week ago nobody saying that he would even keep it this long. But this is pretty damn impressive. Do you guys recall a polka dot climb in a time trial? Paul,
There has, I know there has been, like, even in a prologue they had it. I can't think of recent history, but sometimes they do that. Yes.
I don't remember it.
But it's not important to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, just seeing him kind of soft pedal like that until they got to that part. I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Do we all want to admit that there's probably a very difficult chance for Nilsson Palace to get it back? Ciccone just looks like he is flying.
Well, he's obviously got an agenda now.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
And I mean, I think that Ciccone came with, I think, a tiny little hint of GC hopes. And so I think that someone like Palace, who probably wasn't racing for GC hopes, but more as like a domestique for Carapaz, I think is probably not going to be up against the same training plan as somebody who was hoping to stick top 10 in the entire race.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other things going into our final days of the tour? Especially, mentioning our sprinters. Phillipsen is out of reach for green. He's got it. It's wrapped up. He's got to wear that ugly kit all the way through to the end of Paris. Anybody you think could be able to surprise it? Fabio Jakobsen has gone home. He's done. I guess we're done.
I think
Unless he can't cross the line, or he like tomorrow he doesn't finish in the time limit. So.
But the Champs-Élysées,
I don't know who else is going to. Wout's been I can't believe I'm going to say this. Barring today's stage, a bit of a bummer in terms of stage wins.
Yeah.
And sprint stages altogether. And then Girmay, I was expecting a little bit more from a rider like him, but I mean, clearly nobody's going to challenge that for a green jersey.
I tell you one that's been a big turd.
Matthew
Mathieu Van Der Poel.
But do you think so?
Yeah, he's at the times where he's tried to go on his own.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Not as a lead out
kind of
man.
fool's
He's
errands.
Yeah.
A lot of
yeah.
this,
There's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, a lot of fool's errands on his early breakaways and things like that.
It seems a little bit like he's trying to race like it's a one day.
Yeah.
Wout goes, I have to go, you know. I hear what you mean. He has definitely delivered his sprinter how many times? 4 times?
Yeah, perfectly.
Which has been nice,
Yeah.
but not on personal terms.
Okay, my next question is going to lead to the topic for tonight, but first I have to do a short segue. I want to introduce our new sponsor to the show. If you listen to the last Packfiller interview, we're introduced to Sean Lally of Cycle Systems Academy, and we're going to be introducing an ongoing segment involving our very own Jackson Bulger, who is enrolled in that online camp. And so Cycle Systems has been kind enough to come on as a sponsor, and we want to get some people involved in that camp. So, Jackson, I just kind of wanted to ask you, do you have any first impressions, anything that you're working on, or something that you kind of thought of ahead of time before coming in as a person who is experiencing it firsthand?
Yes. So I think that this is a really cool program altogether, just because it's a thing that you can do on your own time. It's a very in-depth about a lot of technical knowledge that I never could have possessed just looking on YouTube, but it takes you away from going down that rabbit hole, which I really appreciate, but it also can kind of refine some skills that you thought you had before. For instance, I took their entry quiz that you can take, and it specifically places you within 4 of their zones. Each zone kind of tells you where you are along their path of the knowledge that they could possibly give you. And I was within that 3rd range. And so because I've been doing this for a couple of years now, I know a few things. I know how to, straighten my disc brakes, change a tire, do all that stuff. But what I decided to do was, because I knew how to do these things, I wanted to make sure I knew how to do them as efficiently and correctly as I possibly could. And so I'm starting straight up from square one, where they didn't place me, but I did learn some extra nice little things that can help me do things better. For instance, changing a tire. They taught me to
Starting into the valve.
not even though. That's what I was expecting as well, but they say that bring the tire to the middle of the rim, and that'll make it easier to where you don't need a tire iron. Or even
Because it's lower in the middle.
yeah. Or even where you use a tire iron, the back end of it where it's kind of open a little bit and it looks like a hook, that's meant to hook onto a spoke. I never would have known that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
Unless I took a course like this. They help
Yeah,
give
yeah.
you those technical knowledges that only somebody who would have studied this stuff would have known.
Yep.
And I really appreciate stuff like that. And it's really like there's readings, there's videos, but then there's also a wonderful community that you can get engaged with as well on Facebook. You can even, at the end of every single workbook, you can type in your own question, and Sean Lally himself will get back to you on these questions.
Yeah.
It's just a really cool program.
That's super cool.
And some
Like
of the
those-
top people in the industry.
Those
actually.
basics are
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
For sure. And like I said, I will consider myself as somebody who knows a little bit more than the average Joe.
Yeah.
But
But it'll take you all the way up to professionally certified
yeah,
levels.
it shows you how to build a wheel
yeah.
at that end.
Yeah.
Excuse me for banging on them.
No, that's really cool. Okay, so for now, check out actually as of the time, if you are not listening to this live, the link is not up on packfiller.com, but as of this time, 24 hours from now, it will be up on packfiller.com. So check out that link at Cycle Systems, explore what you can learn. So thanks to them. So where I wanted to take the topic tonight was in terms of stupid humans. We all know one. And chances are,
He's
if
sitting
we
at
don't,
the end of the bar.
chances are, if we don't know one, we are that one. And you said I was sitting at the other end of the bar, or that end of the bar.
He's sitting at the end of the bar.
Wow.
Yeah, they're sitting at the bar.
Several instances of humans disrupting a bike race, especially in this Tour de France this year. Spectator taking a selfie. Drunk assholes showing their assholes. I don't know if
Yep.
you guys seen the new
Yep.
thing where they're running with their ass, their shorts showing their ass. Decorations on the side of the road causing entanglements that are falling into the riders, and of course the attack that was crushed by motorbikes this year. Pressed motorcycles when Tade attacked on
That could have been.
climb. Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
I honestly think that partially
wouldn't have
that
made up on minute 48.
No.
it could have though. That's the thing.
Tade held that very well. You could see he was frustrated, and it was like you barely saw that. Like
Yeah.
he was like, okay,
He's a nice guy,
he's a nice guy.
super nice guy.
Like I would have lost it.
Yeah, I don't think Jonas is as nice. I think Jonas is just like, okay, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be nice too. You know.
I think he is. I mean, like
No,
leading
I
up
think
last
he's
year, but I
just
do
shy.
agree.
He's
Like,
more
yeah,
shy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Tade has a great personality.
Yes.
Okay, I heard somebody inhales, and I thought they were about to say something. First off, is there truly any way to completely stop these collisions with spectators other than fencing off the entire course?
That's the only way.
Can it
people are
be
gonna be
stopped?
stupid.
Paul, I
It's-
remember you've talked about the beauty of the sport being the accessibility.
Yeah, it's huge, and that is a part of it because my wife was watching. She goes, "That's just insane." You know, just the humanity in front of it, and it's been going on for a long time. You can go back to old footage with Eddie Merckx and like Stars and Water Carriers, or even a couple of those where especially in the Tour of Italy, the Tifosis are just frothing with excitement and one that came to well, let me touch on Tade's attack that was squalid. It was camera bikes that were in the way.
Yeah.
That could be a problem. And then everybody said, well, they kind of separate. If they go up further, the crowd's just going to fall behind them. And yeah, that's just going to happen. I don't want to take that away from cycling because that's what is so cool. Actually seeing a couple of pro cycle races and they're blowing by 6 inches from your face.
Yeah.
It's amazing. No other you can't get that close to World Cup. You can't get close to any sport that close. But the thing is there is when Claudio Chiappucci in Sestriere was on a long breakaway and he was at the max. And it's in the 90s, early 90s, and he's going up Sestriere for the finish. He didn't even know where the road was. There was just people just in front of his face.
Yeah,
and they were just partying, and you could see him
Crazy.
Yeah.
yeah. And so it's been around for a while. I think, unfortunately,
Scares the shit out of me every time I see that. Yeah, the time trial today, I was just like, shit, get out of the way.
yeah,
You know
and
what
so
we need?
So I think, just really quickly, I think there was always incidents, but they seem to be more so with social media because everybody's they're trying to make it, like that type of thing. Everybody's trying to get, their 2 seconds of fame or something, and how do you deal with that? I don't think there's an answer, but there's no way you can fence it off.
That guy got his 2 seconds of fame for sure.
Well,
for being a total ass clown.
Yeah.
The guy that took down Jumbo Visma is looking to sue.
Yeah.
And I'm not a litigious type of person.
Honestly,
but I think at this point,
idea.
I was going to ask if there should be proper repercussions.
Yeah, I mean, you're really interfering with Jumbo Visma. I mean, it wasn't Vindigo, but it was Van Hooydonk that went down.
Who's huge.
Yeah, and if one of those guys doesn't make it to the start, that alters their whole plan to win the tour, which is millions of dollars to the sponsorship.
Yeah.
Well, and I would, because feeding off that, I've thought the same thing. I'm like, how much money did they have to spend to prepare these riders for this event?
Millions.
That's how much I'd be suing for.
And I'm
To put the fear of God in people for this is get off of the road. Like, they shouldn't be there. They have no business being there.
It's the twats that are running up and down too. The ones that are pissing me off. It's like if you're cheering and you get out of the way, great. But if you have to feel the desire to go, I'm running along, I'm going to motivate Jonas Vingegaard. It's like, no, he doesn't need it. You drunk son of a bitch.
And what I think, one thing that I've really
sorry, I'm swearing, but I'm not using the F word.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I've really wrapped my head around this year is the fact that this is their day job.
Yes.
Like, imagine, David, for instance, imagine if somebody came into the hospital and just punched you in the face. That's kind of the equivalent of what's...
It's like,
it's happened. It's probably happened. But like that's kind of...
But it's the same thing. There's litigious consequences.
Yeah, imagine, like, if you...
That's what people would do, is they would sue.
Yeah, exactly. If you physically harm someone at their day job, you expect to take legal steps. And it's like, these people are just going into their quote unquote 9 to 5. If when you really when you really think about it, that's kind of what they're doing. And so it's like, to just interfere with somebody's job with if Jonas Vingegaard doesn't win the tour, he might not be on the team next year.
Serious career-ending crash.
Yeah. So this is a much bigger deal than people really think it is, because it's so glorified. I love the sport, and I think it's such a beautiful thing what's going on. But think about it in a different way than just these are.
Maybe the race itself should be the ones pursuing that, not Jumbo Visma. Maybe they need to be the ones, because if somebody came into the hospital and punched me in the face, I wouldn't. All I'd have to do is tell somebody. And the hospital would take care of it, because they need you to keep working.
I think we need another Bernardino
to punch back, or Alberto Contador that
just throw punches, throw haymakers.
When they would have protests in the road, he would just swinging left and right.
And he would just go up and just start throwing haymakers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We do need Bernardino back.
Right. The guy's a total prick.
Hey, careful. Still got a poster of him somewhere in that room over there. I do.
I love the guy. I love the guy.
The best. Do you blame the motorbikes in that Tade attack, or do you blame the fact that they had nowhere to go?
Had nowhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
what are they supposed to do? Mow over pedestrians?
Yes.
No.
Well, we had
clear them out, man. Another one's going to take its place. They're just like the two-headed dog. You just cut off a head, and the next one shows up halfway drunk with his ass showing.
It doesn't really work with a motorcycle, if you remember.
Perfect.
It doesn't really work with a motorcycle, if anybody remember up Mont Ventoux when it was truncated. That motorcycle, people were in front of him to stop, and Richie Port went in there, and then so did Froome, and Froome ran up. So I don't know. I mean, it's nice to get those pictures, but the lead motorcycles, in my opinion, they seem to be more of a problem. Alaphilippe crashed in Tour of Flanders when the lead motorcycle pulled off to the corner. Trying to get out of their way. And these guys are great pilots on the motorcycles, but you're working with a small chunk of road, so things are going to happen. I don't know if lead motorcycles are important. What to do with a sea of people in front of you, I don't know. You just have to.
You just got to get the car up there, widen the road.
Yeah.
Or
Like a big old snowplow blade on the front.
Get a
Just get
diesel truck.
Yeah.
Diesel truck with a big, huge, like
Move out
a
this
cattle
way.
guard thing,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
on the old. You steam, you just,
Like those zombie movie vehicles
Yeah.
that they
Yeah,
retrofit
yeah.
and stuff like that. It's just
Mad
like-
Max type thing.
Mad Max.
Yeah. Just come through some, big angry French guy with a cigarette going, "I'm driving through you, ha ha! Die!"
Die
Just like-
now.
just flying off the end of the ditch, or if there is no ditch, just
Flying.
sacre bleu. Sacre bleu. I can see my house from here. Now let's dumb it down a little bit. Has anybody had any kind of instances like this with spectators, cars? We had 2 instances of cars on the crit course this weekend.
Really?
One of whom was trying to get to work and obviously didn't give a flying shit about anything going on and flew onto the course. A volunteer with a sign and an orange vest and a free lunch is not going to be capable of stopping some dipshit who is late for work who needs to get to the industrial park.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys dealt with any of these? Have seen any of these kinds of situations in your years of racing? Sam's nodding his head.
Oh yeah, I'll never forget being at that. What was the Idaho crit that they did where it was like at night? it was like part of the
the
Coeur
Idaho,
d'Alene
doesn't
thing.
it?
Yeah,
That
Coeur
was-
d'Alene.
had one.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Twilight
That was-
crit.
Yeah, that
I
was
announced that.
that was cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was like it was strung out because Gabe was there. God, that guy was fast. And anyway, I was on the back and like
You know what you got to do with a guy named Gabe? Just call him Gabriel.
oh
Screw him up, man.
yeah,
Screw him
you're
Get
right
in
to his head.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay, Gabriel.
Little angel.
Well, you're your little perfect little Gabriel.
Yeah, if I could do that as I was like sucking his tailpipe at like 350 watts, I would
Yeah.
do that. But the guy is too fast.
Oh,
anyway,
wow.
this pedestrian walks out of the beer garden, just
Oh,
boom,
shit.
ga-dunk, and
Yeah.
I slam on the brakes and almost like I barely was able to snake right past. He goes, "Whoa!" and then he just keeps. Doop, 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 doop. And
Yeah.
I mean, that was enough for me to like have to get like shoved off into a corner, and then I was out of the race. Like, there's no way that I was catching back on. But I'm like, what the? And
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't the event's fault. Like,
And you can't rope off an
No.
entire course.
you can't
I mean,
rope
you
off an
can,
entire
but
crit,
you can't.
So what do you do
Yeah.
with a tour, right?
Yeah. I mean, we were when I announced Bloomsday, which is a local area huge road running race this year. We had a absolutely methed out guy standing who just walked into the front starting line of the elite runners, and we're like, "Dude, you got to come here. You got to get out of here." He's like, "No, dude, you got to get out of here. We're starting in 30 seconds." No. We're like, "We got to get a cop to get this guy out of here." No. And it was like, holy shit, this absolutely cracked out guy is going to try and start with all of these absolutely world-class elite
To
runners.
be fair,
No.
depending on how cracked out he was, he probably could have won.
Yeah.
Depends on how much map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was but you've got these situations where you are not in a football stadium. You're not in a baseball stadium. You're
Right.
not in this controlled environment. You are out in public, and it is a gigantic
To be fair, that even in stadiums, in soccer matches, and
Yeah.
stuff,
They
I
get
mean, people are just
they're
buttholes.
just streaking.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, no, I mean, there's been hooligans
Yeah.
that fires in stadiums and stuff, and it's not just like in England. I mean, Italy and
Italy's
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, it's terrible. So people just are idiots sometimes.
It's just I think it's going to come with the nature of like a pop-up spectator sport.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen dogs. I haven't had drunk people or cars on the course, but dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Like somebody lose their dog and it runs out in the course.
That's scary.
We've
Oh,
seen that in
correct,
pro
yeah.
cycling. We've seen that. I mountain bike races. I wish I knew why everybody's just like, yeah, we're bringing Coco to the mountain bike race.
course we
It's a huge park.
He didn't need to be on a leash.
Chocolatey Moo Moo's got to run wherever he wants. And it's like, no, leave Chocolatey Daisy at home
Yeah.
and he'll be fine. She'll be fine. Don't bring it to a freaking race. And they're just like, well, we're van life, man. This is how we live. We're nature. My wife has more hair on her legs than me.
Nailing it.
And it's you just want to go, dude.
That
Just
is
leave
so
your dog at
mountain bike
home.
life in general, right? Like you just hit everything.
Kids
It's
are
like-
running all over the place. Yeah.
It's like we've been ranting on triathletes.
Yeah.
That is how you rant on mountain bikers.
Well, I ran on everybody.
I know.
Roadies are elite douchebags.
Oh,
This
totally.
is a room of
Totally.
pretty much solid
Yeah.
elite douchebags.
We wear spandex
Yes.
and we shave our legs.
Yes. And, I love the...
You guys shave your legs.
Oh.
You
Weirdo.
would too, but your wife said no.
Yeah. Pokes her when we cuddle.
Pokes her when we cuddle.
Pokes are when we
He
cuddle.
almost shamefully admitted that.
Final podium in Paris, everybody. Starting with Jackson. 1, 2, 3.
I think it's going to. I say this hopefully. I think Tadej Pogacar is going to win the Tour de France
Oh my
out of a
God.
massive comeback. I think Jonas Vingegaard is going to get second, and I think Carlos Rodriguez is going to get third.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Jonas, Tade, and Yates.
Jonas Tadej Yates.
Jonas, Tade, and Yates also.
Jonas Tadej Yates. David?
Based off of
Which
highlights and what I
Yates?
saw today,
Yeah.
the exact same as these two.
You know what? I'm going Jonas Tadej Yates. I would love to see Tadej Jonas Yates. I would love to see some absolutely amazing
And
things
it could
happen.
Totally.
happen.
It could.
Yeah.
It could. I think tomorrow's the last chance.
Rodriguez, who I wouldn't mind if he ended up in third, you
No.
know, because he's been, when they were attacking each other and he got dropped and then he just came right up around them and just kept going. That was epic.
Ineos has got to be fuming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I will say, I think a generous nod should go to Mikhail Kwiatkowski for that stage.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was an
That's awesome.
incredible comeback.
Yeah. Bacon saver there.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, that just popped into my head. You guys see the comments from the Israel Premier Tech head honcho about Chris Froome lately?
He's not happy.
He's not
with it.
happy.
Nah.
He's not happy. He says, I didn't pay. This wasn't a publicity stunt. I paid for him to be our Tour de France leader, and he's hiking and doing
Surprise,
promotional
surprise.
videos
That's
right now.
crazy.
Yeah, and nothing against Chris Froome. He is a great champion, but I think the writing was on the wall
Yeah.
at that crash.
And that's why.
Although Egan
Ineos
Bernal,
said,
Well,
yeah,
but
no
he wasn't
contract.
chosen to go to the tour this
no,
year.
Yeah,
because he
if
wasn't
it's ready.
ready.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad.
All right, let's check in with the Waples, everybody. Both the Waples. First off, we got quick tips with Bike Fit Sam, sponsored by Ambassador Cycling. Go to ambassadorcycling.com. You will not regret it. What do you got for us today, man?
Yeah, I actually have found that the 3-bolt cleats, and this isn't a new discovery, but this is actually new to me, is that any of the 3-bolt cleat patterns, they actually have a medial lateral float to them, even on the new ones. And so your Q factor is always changing. If you go to the 0 lockouts, that actually gets rid of it, but then you have to be perfectly locked in. You don't have any float in the cleats anymore. The only cleat out there that doesn't have that is the speed play cleat, which has its own host of issues.
It doesn't
and all that.
have lockout.
It doesn't have no, it doesn't have it
doesn't have
literally
that
shifts.
lateral flow.
If you bought brand new
Speed play.
speed play or no, brand new Shimano, stick with those,
Yeah.
Look or Time. If you bought any of those, they not only rotate but they move medial
From
and
side to
lateral.
side.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's I had somebody that came in and had knee pain, and when I was watching them, it was just why is your foot shifting inside and out? And it took me a while. I'm like, what is going on here? And I finally flip it over, and they had actually worn the pedal out, not even the cleat, but the pedal was worn out because they're all made of plastic, right?
Just shifting back and forth.
and it's just
during each
shifting
pedal
back
stroke.
and forth.
I've worn out
You've
3
worn out-
pedals that way.
Yeah, so check your pedals. I'm not saying because everything has its own flaws, right? I'm not saying you need to switch your system, and I wouldn't just recommend only speed play.
Yeah.
I run Shimano, but make sure that your pedals too are not worn out, because where that toe clips in, that wears out over time, and it just adds a ton of movement even with brand new cleats.
How often would you say people should change their cleats?
Yeah,
I mean, not their cleats, their pedals. Their pedals.
Totally. So I would say depending upon your weight, depending upon
He
total.
pointed at me.
I saw that. Jeez.
Depending upon if you're the heaviest person in the room. Or somehow the lightest and tallest person in the room.
Yeah, isn't that bullshit?
It's unhealthy, but
Wait,
keep going.
Are you lighter than David?
No, they're probably.
Are we gonna lay it out on the table?
Vest it up. Throw it out there. Drop it down.
I hopped on the scale after the ride today at 155.
Okay, he is the lightest person.
Yeah, you're like 165 or something.
I'm 165.
I'm 160.
So
Still, that's a
bitch.
crazy. That is a crazy
Son
fact.
of
That is a
a
crazy
bitch.
fact.
that's
Yeah.
That's insane. So
I am carrying
But I don't
So
have
much
muscle
more
mass.
weight.
I'm an old man.
60 more pounds than David.
How do you like them hills?
No wonder.
Yeah, I know.
After
right?
this bikepacking trip, I
I'm-
know what it feels like
Wait.
to be you.
55. No, I'm
Carrying
That
extra.
was really hard going uphill.
And have it be known that he said 80 pounds earlier. He
I
thinks
quit
you're that
the show.
big. Yeah.
Actually, I'm not 60. I'm 50.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I'm 205. But still,
Simply huge.
That's simply huge.
that was false term. Sorry. How often should I replace
So
pedals?
I would say probably every
Me,
like
weekly.
4 years.
Okay.
oh
Yeah.
great.
Heavy use.
Yeah, if you
Or-
use those, if those are
Yeah,
the
yeah.
only pedals that you're riding them year round, on the trainer, everything.
Yeah.
You're probably logging like 3,000 to 4,000 miles a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say probably 4 years tops. Swatch them.
I might need new pedals.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
No, you
No, I don't because I bought the power pedals about a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
2
you're
years
good.
ago. So I'm good. Okay. Moving on. Ask Dr. David, which we have not had in a while, and the question that came in, I'm just terming clammy shammy. I'm about we've all seen it, and hopefully we're not that person, but we've all seen the person hanging out after a ride in their kit.
It's pretty gross.
25 minutes, 35 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. Holy crap, your crit was yesterday, and I can still see the salt stains in your short. About doing that, even bikepacking trips where you're taking one kit or something like that, and you
Yep.
don't have a change of clothes or something like that. Talking about the inevitable element of bacteria, the inevitable things like that, and how long until you're risking, and what are the risks, I guess? What are the risks? How long until you're risking this something as simplistic as a saddle sore? And what are ways, especially if you're like, for example, on a bikepacking trip, that you can combat that? Before I go to that, I'd like to ask, what's the longest you've been in the kit after a sweaty event?
After?
Yes.
That's probably within a half hour to an hour.
Okay.
Yeah,
Easy.
max.
The way you
Yeah.
asked that, I was about to be like,
But
that suggested
I
like
mean,
you'd
I'm-
been like for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but
Yeah.
we've sat at Benedito's for an hour plus after a ride.
Yeah, but
In
we're
the kit.
pumping them to alcohol, which
That-
is antibacterial.
Amen.
Good call. Good call.
That's
Good
true.
call. Good call.
Yeah,
It's just
I would
science right
say-
there. That's
Yeah, yeah,
science.
yeah.
I would say if it was like
Down my
a race weekend and I'm like, I do a crit and then I'm like watching everybody else race or something.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be going to the car right afterwards and
You're
changing.
changing.
Yeah,
You're changing.
I don't want to
Yeah.
be in that anymore.
Like a max of 20 minutes.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
yeah. If it dries, you've been in it for too long.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds like Velcro when you take it off.
Oh.
It's like,
If when you take it off, you say, "Oh, finally." If it says that, then it's been way too long.
I definitely
breathe.
yeah. I definitely devalued my Mini Cooper this weekend by popping into it really quick in 100-degree heat to drop trow and change my shorts. That front seat, I would not buy that car.
Not a good choice.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
100-degree day.
well into the hundreds when I dropped those bibs and was bare ass on my seat for a couple seconds. So please don't buy my car for me.
Touches the leather and it goes.
Yeah.
I have to admit there was a moment where I just went, whoo,
Wow.
it was a little toasty.
It's a lot
It was a little toasty.
It's a lot of info.
I might have tanned my ass unintentionally.
Did
David-
you? Okay, how long did you wear your chamois? Did you wear multiple days? I want that answer first.
This last week,
Yeah.
I brought 3, and at 3 days I did laundry. I
Okay,
never
okay.
wore one. And as soon as we were done, I was in different clothes.
I'm taking a change of kit tomorrow.
Because
Yeah, see, I
not good.
only
For
brought
a way
one,
back.
Good.
but I cleaned it.
You,
so
yeah, you had a hotel,
I had a
so
hotel, so I was
you
able
could
to clean it.
grab the soap and
But
clean it out, and then
I would
hang it up at night, right?
Totally
Yeah.
do what
Yeah.
you're doing otherwise.
Yeah,
I would take an
I'm
extra.
camping. I'm taking a second set of a second kit.
Like at least bibs. I mean, jerseys.
At least bibs,
like,
yeah. Like jersey's
Yeah.
disgusting, but I could deal with a sweaty
Yeah.
jersey. I do not want to deal with.
David, I don't know about your research on this. I don't know if you're sitting down and taking core samples from somebody's junk, but
Yeah.
you know, what are your thoughts on in terms of the bacteria and things like that can be caused just from a simple keeping the kid on?
It's not. This is not based in extensive research, like you said, but you know, everybody I know has had a horrible saddle sore at some point.
Yeah.
And the longer you let things brew and change down in your chamois, the more likely one of those bacteria is to get in through one of those little skin breaks and cause a little abscess, which that's the saddle sore that you're worried about, is an abscess pocket of bacteria growing. Really, the only thing you can do to prevent that is get out of it as quick as possible, not use it for too long, and then chamois butter if you have the type of body or saddle that causes your skin to break down. And if you had to reuse your chamois the next day, just double the chamois butter. I mean, because
And
you
or
really
like, what
don't
about
want,
like, what if you did isopropyl alcohol in there? What
I
if you
mean,
like
you
spray some
could.
hand sanitizer?
You could try to kill everything, but really, like the
You got
biggest
broken
thing,
skin and
You'll-
put that hand sanitizer in there?
you'll never kill it all. You just have to prevent the skin breakdown. So
Is that like butt chugging?
But and that was going to be my next question, because I would say, like, I've had a horrible saddle sore before, but after getting a bike fit, right,
Well,
it's like,
yeah, it would be like if you're getting saddle sores, you need either a different saddle, different bike fit,
different chamois.
something of the
Yeah.
sort. Because like
Yeah.
this is I don't know if I should share this or not, but I don't really use chamois butter anymore. I used to use it like crazy, but my fit is so dialed, my chamois, my saddle, I don't have to use chamois butter.
No, I use it on longer days,
Yeah.
and that's kind of it. I mean,
Yeah.
if
4 hours
I'm
plus is
if
what
I'm
it-
going
Yeah.
over 3 hours, I will use it. But if I'm not, I don't.
probably-
I always do, but that's because I just had a horrible like experience of like letting one go so many years ago.
Yeah.
And
Letting
so
what
then it
go?
was like I'm just like getting a
How
saddle
far
sore.
is letting?
Getting, yeah,
Not like that.
Yeah.
Come on.
getting a
Was this a
saddle,
little
getting a saddle
rosebud?
sore that was like had to go to the ER, right? Like
You had to go to the ER.
Yes.
Wow.
For
like
a
golf ball size saddle sore.
You ever seen the episode of Fairly Odd Parents where the boil can talk?
Pretty much that.
Given the same
Sam.
energy, Sam.
That's about the same, probably.
Yeah.
So, like, I have the fear of
Feed
God.
me, Sam.
Yeah, even though it's like I probably don't need to. Like, I go out for like a 15-mile ride. I'm like,
Yeah.
chamois butter.
Yeah.
But that's like fear of God.
Really?
I used a lot this week because like we would stop for lunch and then I had
yeah.
to sit in the chamois and then I would like after lunch I would get out and we had those little packets that you tear open and I would put the whole thing down there and just like I'd be.
You have to make eye contact too, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you did that to me this weekend, and it creeped me the hell out. It was
That's aggressive.
if the only thing
I
that would,
told him too. I told him it was coming. I was like,
thought
hey,
that
by
was
the way, I
normal.
have to make eye contact.
only thing that would have made it creepier is if you had an ice cream van behind
What a
you and
weird
you were dressed like
consent conversation.
Pennywise. It was so messed up.
He's
You're just like
screaming.
looking at me and it's like going, I'm putting my chamois cream on, staring into my soul, and I'm just going,
And he's like, no! It was. I was just like,
Did he
keep eye
sniff
contact,
afterwards?
Pat.
Like,
yeah.
that's Polly Shannon.
That's like one layer.
Oh my God.
That's like one layer of clothing away from having to tell everybody that you live within a school distance.
My wife thought that was weird at first because that's
Chamois
what I
butter?
do. I always try to make eye contact. And
What the hell is with you guys?
But now
Do you wipe
I-
standing up too?
yeah, always, yeah.
Something
All right,
happened
we
to
got
us
to talk
as
to
children.
Mrs. Waples.
But
This is you guys are messed
Is
up.
was it forbidden? Like when you guys went to wipe, did the toilet seat
what
just
was
become
it?
electrified or something like that? It's like,
Mama makes me stand up.
Have
No,
you?
no, I
Grandpa.
don't actually wipe.
did she
standing
inspect?
Up.
Oh,
Was
Oh,
that
okay.
actually a thing?
Your brother does.
What the? Like
I'm proud of
squatting or
it.
straight up? Like, are the knees locked?
No, the knees aren't
that's-
locked.
But are
It's
they?
more of like
are they
it's more
less
of like
than
you're like
90
getting ready to
degrees?
like a ski jump.
Have you ever thought
position,
about just
you know?
leaning to one
You know,
side?
it's like you got a ski jump. No, it doesn't
That's
feel
like-
right. It's not right.
do you have like you know the fake little like hands you put on your thumb?
Yeah,
Do you like have those to like?
spread the cheeks.
Yeah.
No.
Well, okay, I wasn't gonna say it. but yeah.
Retractors.
Yeah,
You hold the
clinical
legs far
term.
enough apart. Take
Oh,
out
yeah.
the
Wow.
bathroom.
You brace.
How
wide
deep are the weeds
stance.
we just got in?
Oh my god!
What was this podcast about?
Yeah.
Apparently, shit.
Yeah.
Well, I just need to finish
It's
off
gone.
by
Dr.
saying
Dave's back.
Yeah.
that now my wife will run around the corner and lock eyes with me while I'm putting on shea butter. So
So she's
Wow.
into
why I
it now.
love her.
That's true
She's the
love right
best.
there.
yeah.
She's into it now.
I think calling it true
I think
love
she
is like
just-
a really like generous thing.
Yeah.
That's
is.
it's yeah.
She
it's,
gets
it's
the
a
job.
lot.
You fall in love
Yeah.
with your
She
captor.
gets it.
It's that like
I'm
complex-
gonna marry you someday. You look me
Not-
right in the eye when
it's
I'm
not
putting on
Stockholm.
show.
Yeah, Stockholm.
Wow.
That's burying
Are
material
you sure
right
you
there.
want a full cast? Like, is this like something you want all the time?
No.
Fucking poetry. Is what
Yeah.
it is. We're going to end it off with a final segment, which is a new segment that I'd like to call Packfiller Pet Peeves. And things that we would like to change. Yes, I know that that Veluminati wrote the rules, and I love the rules. I thought they were hilarious, but I think there are sometimes things that just kind of piss us off. And I think it's okay to have a platform to say, hey, let's all stop doing this. For example, I had a triathlete come up to us this weekend and talk to us and that, hey, why are you bashing on triathletes who shit on their saddles? And I looked at him and I
Is
said,
this a guy who donated some money to
yes.
the...
And I said, dude, you're low hanging fruit.
And I will never stop.
Yes. I said, I'll never stop. But I believe that we can make fun of everybody, including ourselves. So there are a couple things.
Roadies are terrible.
Couple things, for examples, that I'll give you examples. And if you guys can think of a Packfiller pet peeve, we'll just add it to Pack Peeve. We should just call it Pack Peeves. We can just add it to the list of things that piss us off, that we think people should stop doing. I'll give you a couple examples. Number one, calling out attacks in bike races. I really hate when people go, hup, 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 or left, on your right. It's like, asshole, if you have the ability to yell, chase.
Yeah.
Go after it.
Yeah.
Stop shouting from 20 riders back
That is
somebody
totally
else
a
is
local
being aggressive
thing.
in the front.
You don't see that at like if I think
It's a
about the big
category
crits. Okay,
Is it?
That's
that-
a category.
Pisses me off.
I think about like the big crits and that doesn't happen. And
It's
it
'cause they
does
don't have
drive
the
me.
breath,
It
yeah.
drives me mad.
You don't have the breath.
You should be going hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one, helmets on the podium. Are you worried about your hair or are you worried about falling down when you step off the podium? Don't wear your helmet on the podium. Yes, Sam, we have proof that you have made mistakes in the past, but you were clean-headed when you stood on the podium this weekend, and I was as proud as almost as proud as what I was watching Jackson get married.
That's fair.
Sam, I think you need to step away from this because he took the pride. You took a lot of the pride there. And that really worries me. Because that was the biggest day of my life.
I said almost.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Jackson, I'm kidding. I love you more than anything. My next one, road flares at pro races.
Dumb.
Yeah, it's stupid.
What assholes like going, this seems like a great idea. Powder going into cyclist lungs. Powder flares going into cyclist lungs. So anyway, those are my three. Does anybody have a pet peeve that they would like to see disappear from the sport?
I think
Crickets.
that if you're... So I used to play soccer, and that is the only acceptable time for knee-high socks, unless you have like... unless you do... Like, okay, there are some people who have like physical ailments that need compression socks. I'm not going to bash that because that's...
Yep.
You need that. But if you are a cyclist who puts their socks and it almost reaches above the kneecap, actually, in fact, if you could possibly stretch them above the kneecap, I don't like you.
Yeah.
I'm a very nice person, but I don't like that, and that's really gross
will
to
reach, you are a beach.
me. Yeah.
I just made that up. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nah, this is really terrible, actually. So, but yeah.
I think that, and I don't know what it is, but cyclists, I'm not bashing on the two here, but specifically of a certain age,
Oh.
I like to make a
That's you
face.
too.
There's a face that they make, and it's this face. You guys don't make that face. You don't make that face.
Whilst riding?
Yeah, like if they're going hard, they kind of do.
Huh?
Like, why do they do that?
So for those just listening, I'm showing you.
It's
You
like
raised
teeth.
your upper lip and gritted your nose. You basically look like a.
It's kind
You
of
know
like
what it is?
Like you're bearing
It's
down
like-
with a
no.
turd.
A little bit.
Here,
Bearing down
I'm gonna
on a
get
turd?
Paul will do it. You ready?
Okay.
Ready? Paul, read this.
I can.
See?
But just try.
But try
Oh,
to
the
read it.
squint, like you're trying to read.
No, I would do this.
You go like this.
Paul would
You
back
go,
up.
You go like this.
Huh?
They're like cyclists of a certain like okay, this sounds so like mean. It sounds so
We're
mean
being
that
elitist pricks right now, and
it
that's
sounds
okay.
so it sounds so mean that I'm saying it like this, but like we got to just stop making that face. Because like when you're in full lycra and you're making that face, it's kind of hard to just like be like okay, I'll look
Could
at
you
the
make it one more? Okay, I'll post that on social media.
like that's
so people know
it's
what
so
Don't do
it's
that.
so mean. It's so
Just
mean,
don't
and
do
I feel
it.
so bad about it.
But just
like
don't do it.
It's just
Stop. Yeah.
yeah.
Just stop
Is that
doing
their
it.
is that their pain face, or is that just their
just like
resting
effort
dumbass
face.
face?
It's
An
just like
effort face.
it's just like they're out riding and it's like a normal day and they're just like all scrunched up. It's like you don't need to. I feel okay. I sound like such a dick.
No,
Saying this, I feel so bad, but just don't.
you're
make
your
the face.
father's son. It's okay. Is that the face I make? Do I make
No,
that face?
did you hear me
Because
say
a bee
it?
flew into my fucking
gonna
mouth.
say-
We don't
But
do
a
that.
You
bee
guys
flew
don't
into
do
my
that.
mouth last week again. A bee flew into my mouth last week again. I'm not joking.
I got the text.
Another bee flew into my mouth.
At the race?
No, I was,
say,
I
what
was
happened?
climbing Pettit, and it is the 4th time a bee has flown into my mouth. I think
Did you
I'm
stung?
riding around like one of those, like
a
a
guppy.
I was going to say like a sex doll. I just
Alright.
feel like I'm going, I'm riding my bike. And a bee flew into my mouth, and thank God it didn't sting me. It was my birthday. It was my birthday ride. That's when it was. I was like going, great. I'm going to spend my birthday in the ER. High on. Sound like a golem. I was on my process and my throat got down. Anybody else got?
Well,
a
I'm going to add on to his.
Okay.
I hate. Well, it's a face thing.
I hate it.
What I hate is when
Is it?
I
Yeah.
actually like when I think it's a good thing when race promoters take pictures of action stuff.
Yeah.
But there's guys in the middle of the race that see the camera and smile.
Oh, I fucking hate
That
that.
drives me insane. What
Really?
the hell are you smiling about?
I
They'll make
don't
this.
think I've done that in a race, but I've done that.
You
like-
wait. You just get.
I've done
it's
that
a
at
lower-
Fondos.
Fondo.
Yeah, Fondo.
That's different.
I usually just flip off the camera so they won't use it.
I do this. I usually do like
Alright,
hang
burn
loose
that
or
one.
rock on or peace out. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sitting so
Yeah,
easy.
I don't.
can
I'm
do
not
whatever.
into that.
Yeah.
I'm into riding my bike. I'm not going to pose for
Yeah.
stupid.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't, posing for when you're riding is silly.
Yeah,
You're not out
alright.
there to get your picture taken.
I would say really annoyed when people like point at taking wheels, which we've discussed. Right?
I hate
and
that.
I'm just
No
like,
way.
yeah,
shit.
come on over.
First time I ever had that happen was in a Masters race. It never happened any other time in my life. Until I was in a Masters race in Montana, and a guy just pointed at the wheel and started coming over. I'm like, what the fuck? No.
Yeah, no, I've literally like I've just kind of looked at him and like, yeah, what? You know, like,
Yes, I think those are Schwalbe tires.
exactly. You ain't getting it.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know Zip made that model anymore. Or
That
something
means
like
you're
that.
going slow. If somebody has to point, the speed of the race has to
That's
get
my
faster.
thought too.
You just crank it up and get those people.
And see, that's the thing. Like, I think that like a lot of these gripes are about like once again, it's the lower level races because like in
Yeah.
these like 1-2 races that you like, it's you are so floored. Like everybody is just in survival mode.
We're here to educate, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
here to
So,
help
like,
people
yeah.
upgrade.
Yeah. So how you
If you go
upgrade is you go harder.
up, on your left, on your left. If
Yeah.
you do that, you will never reach
You
Cat
will
2.
you will never be good.
Simply out of just shaming
Yep.
a USA.
Now I will put an amendment to that.
Oh,
If it's a teammate, right, and their
you're going
team
to call out a
strategy-
teammate's
No,
attack?
you would say Sam.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
because here
yeah,
comes.
yeah.
We know what's going on.
Yep.
Sam, alert them.
Yeah.
That's going to say somebody's going to come up.
Yeah.
Totally.
Somebody's coming.
Totally.
And if it's somebody of
not
no
just-
consequence, I'm
Yeah.
not going to say anything. I'm not
No.
going to say hub hub hub.
Yeah.
You know. But
Because
I'll
you
say,
want
let 'em go.
negative racing. And if that's the case, you want a full pack going into every finale for the rest of your career.
Yes.
And that's boring ass
It is.
racing.
It is. Yeah, it's like go do a move up front. And I would say that probably other one that is like more of my just everyday is, and some people are doing intervals, so they're not paying attention. But like when you wave at people and they're just like, I ride bikes and I don't say hi to anyone. And they're just like locked in, right? And they're like, I won't say it. I'm like, the people riding on cruisers. I'm like, what's up? Have a great day. I'm
you
so
think
good.
that's-
Glad to see you on wheels.
Do you think that's ignorance? that people
I
don't
think it's
know
just-
that they're supposed to wave back?
I think it's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's like maybe it's just a part of the culture that I grew up with, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey,
Because I've
Hello,
seen some
friend.
truly diehard roadies who don't wave back, or
Oh, no,
even
yeah.
lift like 2 fingers or something like that to do just the simple wave. And I honestly, as they pass by, I take my hands off the bars, I spin around, and I flip the bird. And they don't see me, but it makes me feel better.
oh yeah, wow, no, I don't do that. I just,
I'm a prick,
yeah, you are,
and I've embraced it.
yeah.
Yeah, David, you got any pet peeves?
I don't like seeing commutes on Strava.
Oh,
Sometimes I like seeing what my friends are doing, and I don't care about their commute.
They're
That's a
2
good one.
mile like commute.
Yeah.
Even if it's a 10-mile commute, and they're on their, I just don't like it's.
Hide that shit.
Yeah, it's not
I think
relevant.
I think it's fine they do that, but they're not going to get a kudo from me.
Yeah.
Not
That's
from
not
me,
kudo.
no, for sure.
But there used to
You
be
gotta
the
earn
day
your
that
kudos.
Paul and I will remember when you would show up at races and you would brag about how little training you've done. You wouldn't tell people how much training you've done, because then when they would attack, you'd pretend you're really tired, and then dust their ass. That was the good old days. Nowadays, it's like, no, I've been stalking you online for the last 3 years, And it's
Oh, see, that's why I love WoW. He just like flexes with the, yeah, this is what I do. By the way, I'm gonna drop you.
But that's you.
That's so savage.
Yeah.
I
That's
want
you.
that so bad.
And everybody's behind you going,
ain't
Waples is
dropping
pulling the
me
field
anytime
around
soon.
again. Yeah. All right. So did we all picked our third podium? Because when we talk next, it'll be over. Summer will be over. The tour will be
No,
over.
Worlds in Scotland is going to be
No,
Unbelievable.
The summer will be over.
it's going to be right after. It's a couple of weeks after.
David's moving
Guys,
away
this
from his
is-
seat, which means he has to pee.
You guys, this is the best time of year. This is when we all start doing group rides and just trying to beat the shit out of each other because we don't have
I
anything
do
else
that
to
in
go on.
January, February, but I don't beat the shit out of people anymore.
Where did summer go?
Wow, that
I
was.
know.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, just old.
She's just gonna go out into the field, leave the herd, and die.
Yep.
Earlier, he was like, "My thumb's
Yeah,
fine.
that's what
I only need it for 20 more years."
Yeah,
Jesus,
Yeah.
that's depressing as shit.
that's the truth.
All right, well, Winter Nationals again.
That I'll be leaving the 21st. It's a Monday in August.
Okay.
And then I'll be back. My flight comes in on the 28th. So 27th is the crit.
Okay,
And then the road race is on that Saturday, which would be the 25th, I believe.
okay.
So, yep. So I get to compete against some. I don't know if you've heard this guy, Norm Alvis.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were telling me about these
Michael
guys.
Carter.
Yeah.
Norm Alvis for you youngins.
Yeah.
He raced at 7-Eleven. He's been in the Tour de France several times.
Yeah.
And the Giro more often. National time trial champion.
Yeah.
Yes, he's my age, and that's who I get to race with.
Yeah, you better beat him.
Exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna happen.
It's gonna be intense.
Yeah. Everybody's like Norm Alvis. Everybody on his wheel, and
Yeah.
he just pull us around.
Yeah. Well, unless he just
And then we just
stopped
pop off.
training and just started eating
I don't think so.
Franz's blueberry donuts. Those are
You still
so
have
delicious.
those?
Yeah, they're right behind you.
I'll take one of those to the road.
There we go. Right? Nice on. Okay, Jackson, David, nice to have you back.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I just
Yeah,
had
it's
to
good to
stare
be
at
back.
these two assholes for the
Had to
last
be
couple of
exhausting.
weeks. It was
Been
depressing
rough.
as shit. It has. It has. Everybody, like, subscribe, rate us on iTunes. Be sure to join the live stream, packfiller.com. That is where we want you to look, although you can go to our YouTube channel. That's it. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you next
Thank
week.
you.
Yep, see you.